Hello, 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 beautiful people. Welcome to the Pisces season workshop. What a year it has been. This is the final season. This is the final chapter of last year's energy. This is one of the most important seasons. This is probably one of the most important workshops you will do, arguably, because this is the last sign of the zodiac. So this is literally an opportunity for us to move forward in an entirely new direction, but we cannot do that until we have fully released last year, until we've fully integrated those lessons, and until we have decided to move forward with a new vision and really opening a new door. Sorry, give me 1 second. All right. I needed a glass of water. This is a water sign season, so hydration is going to be really important for you. Hydration is always important, but when we enter the water signs, which is Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, we are really needing to intake a lot more water. You need to stay a lot more hydrated because especially in Pisces season, we're working with a mutable energy, and mutable signs are flexible. And in order for us to be flexible and to go through a lot of change, we need a lot more energy. In order for our body to be full of energy, we need a lot of water because our cells and the energetic like signatures that we're emitting, that we are communicating with, we can't do that as well when we're dehydrated. We can't do that as well when we're eating really greasy, heavy foods. We can't do that as well when we're drinking a lot of alcohol or we're drinking a lot of coffee. And I'm not saying that to like shame anybody. Like you can literally do whatever the fuck you want. I'm just saying that there are certain things that support a lighter energy body, and there are certain things that create more density in our energy bodies. And one of the best ways to have a energy body that is light and efficient and really working well is by making sure that you're eating really clean, you're sleeping enough, and you're moving your body. Of course, movement and exercise is always great, but hydration, hydration, hydration. Okay, so keep that in mind this season, especially because this season, there's going to be a lot of detoxing the mind, detoxing maybe the physical body, detoxing the energy body. And the reason is because you have come full circle at this point. You are in the final sign, the final season of last year's energy. So what we started in March 2023 is coming to completion in this season. And then in March 2024, which is the year that we're in now, we will have Aries season. Aries season will actually invite in the energetic new year. So this is the start of something new. This is the start of something big. And this is super exciting because we get to really shift and create from a new space. Who you are now is completely different than who you were last year. See how cute my nails are? Guys, so cute, no? But who you are now is completely different than who you were last year. So like, I love, oh my gosh, the tarot cards I have are so good. I actually have the card of Pisces here too, the High Priestess, which is all about trusting the intuition. Pisces is a very intuitive sign. If you are a Pisces, a Virgo, a Gemini, or a Sagittarius, you're going to feel a lot of shifting this season. You could have those four signs, so Gemini, Sagittarius, Virgo, or Pisces, could be your sun, your moon, your rising sign, maybe even your Mars or your Venus sign. And you're going to feel that there's a lot shifting for you this season, okay? Now, the reason behind that is because we are embarking on a whole new journey, especially with this Fool card. And I absolutely love that this was the bottom of the deck, because that is the overarching theme of the month. And the overarching theme of the month is that we will be embarking on a new journey. And in order for us to do that, we've got this Page of Wands energy, which is a young student-like energy. This is like the apprentice, the internship. This is like just the student. I want to start learning something new. I want to try something new. It's like you got your first sword or your first stick and you're trying to figure out, how does this thing work? It's like we're really leaning into the creation of something new. And that is what the overarching theme was, okay? The Fool, a new journey is among us. It is upon us. It is on the horizon. And that is inviting in a new way of doing things. Now, this is what is coming, okay? Because this is the start of something new. As I just mentioned, the start of something new will happen in Aries season, which is going to be on March. Let me just get the date here. If you have your astro calendar, then you'll have the date also. If you don't have it, I'll put the link below or you can find it on my website. The equinox and Aries season begins on the 20th. It's on the 20th of March. So from now until the 20th of March, you have a full 30 days of literally releasing whatever is keeping you stuck. So again, this new beginning is coming. But in order for us to get here, these are the other three cards. These are the actual cards that I pulled for Pisces season, okay? The Devil. Where are you trapped? Where are you stuck? Where are you keeping yourself stuck? The King of Wands, which is really interesting because the King of Wands is the matured version of the Page of Wands. But it's like who you have become is now meeting who you will become. So who you are currently is now meeting who you can be in this next chapter. But in order for you to step into this new beginning with the Fool card, in order for you to embark on a new adventure and to expand and to level up in the ways that you're going to do, especially if you're here doing these workshops actively. So fucking good job for showing up. And now we hopefully even more people will be showing up because like I switched these workshops to pay what you can because I want more people to be empowered by this information. And it's like the responses we get just from people who like maybe don't have $20 every month, but they want to be involved in these things. Like now nobody has a fucking excuse why they're not doing these workshops. So first of all, for you being here, I send you so much gratitude and love and support because like, it's not easy to look at yourself in a mirror. And that is exactly what this is. We are looking at ourselves in a mirror and we are seeing who we've become and we are looking at who we want to become. And we are understanding that there are changes that need to be made. This Eight of Wands is reversed. I fucking love this energy because an Eight of Wands reversed is no more. It's no more movement. It's no more communication. It's no more thinking that way. So there are certain things that you need to let go of that are either people, projects, that are habits and behaviors. There are certain elements of yourself that you have outgrown. There are certain relationships that you have outgrown. There are certain belief systems that you have outgrown. And they're keeping you fucking stuck. Okay? You are like a plant that is in a pot that is now too small. And Pisces season is going to start showing you where it's too small, where you need more space to grow. So this is an opportunity for you to uproot yourself and plant yourself in a bigger garden so that you can reach higher levels of opportunity, higher levels of expansion, higher levels of peace and tranquility and security, more free time, deeper connections, deeper intimacy, a deeper connection with yourself. Like you right now are still engaging in old belief systems or fears or anxieties or imposter syndrome, or maybe there's like, you shouldn't drink that much coffee, but you just do it because it's just one of your comforts. And it's like, if you can break through those fucking comforts, those are the things that are actually holding you back from reaching this next level. And it might not so much have to do with the coffee itself, although drinking excessive coffee is really not good for you. A little bit of everything is fine, I believe, but like a lot of everything, too much excess of anything, it's not good. It doesn't help. And it's going to really start throwing not only your energy off, but your mind off, your body off. So it's like, that goes with everything, like anything. So I believe that we need to start looking at where do we keep ourselves stuck, and where we keep ourselves stuck, where we know that it's like, okay, they really want to bring this example through. So with the coffee, maybe you drink too much coffee in your own mind. No one's judging you. I literally don't care what you do. I fucking love you. I'm just like, and I've really struggled with coffee for a long time. So now I'm like 5 months, not a single cup. So like I resonate with this. This is again why it's coming through. But like, let's say that you're just like, I drink too much coffee and stop drinking so much coffee, blah, blah, blah. But then you keep going back to it. And then you stop for a couple days or maybe a week, maybe a month, and then you go back to it. And then it's like you're drinking too much. Maybe it's wine, maybe it's sex, maybe it's shopping, maybe it's overeating, maybe it's just like poor self-talk or these old beliefs or these fears. Wherever you step away from something and then you go back to it. It's like that cycle is spilling over in so many other areas of your life. So how you do one thing is how you do everything. And I know that sometimes it's like, that's not true. It is true. And it's true because how you're doing one thing is how you're doing everything. If you are making a promise to yourself that you're not going to drink coffee this week, and then you break that promise to yourself, what you're doing is telling yourself that you can't trust yourself. What you're doing is telling yourself that you can't believe yourself. What you're doing is telling yourself that you're not worthy of leaving behind these chains, these things that keep you addicted, that keep you stuck. Once you begin to say, I'm not fucking doing this anymore. I said I wasn't going to drink it. I'm not going to fucking drink it. I said I wasn't going to eat that. I said I wasn't going to talk to this person. I said I wasn't going to talk to myself that way. I said I wasn't going to complain this week or whatever it is. When you make that promise to yourself, you need to fucking keep it, because that begins to build a new energetic signature. It begins to build a new belief system. When you begin to detox your mind, detox your body, detox your experience. And I don't mean that you need to go on like a 40-day detox. You do whatever it means for you. Maybe a detox is just you're not aimlessly, mindlessly scrolling on social media for 3 hours a night before bed, you know? Maybe a detox is like, yeah, you don't want to drink coffee anymore, or you don't want to watch porn, or you don't want to do whatever the fuck you want to do. It's like, I know those are some triggering words, detox and all this bullshit. I'm not a doctor. I'm not here to give you medical advice. I'm here to just like bring through a message that is here for some people. And if this is resonating with you, then you're on this fucking level, bitch, and it's time. Okay. And I've been really feeling, for example, on the last equinox, at the last eclipse season, I decided no coffee, no drugs. I used to like smoke some weed. So like no coffee, no weed, no alcohol, no, all these things, right? I have literally done all of that for the last 5 months. I'm going to France tomorrow for a week. And part of me, when I get back, I'm starting a really, really intense detox. And my detox, I'm filming this a couple days before Pisces season. So my detox actually starts on Pisces season. I've been feeling that this needs to happen in all my meditations. It came up in a conversation with my acupuncturist, and he was like, I can bring you through a serious fucking like detox. So we're going to do it. So this is going to come full circle. Just listen. So I'm thinking, okay, I'm going to start this detox. It's a 4-week detox, and then it's 4 weeks of replenishing the body, and then it's 4 weeks of isolating food groups and figuring out what foods my body works well with and which ones it doesn't work well with. So this is going to start helping me navigate my own myself in a different way. I've been feeling this because I am moving into a new energetic level of service, of self-discipline, of clarity and control, and all these things that I'm working through. Okay. So when we go into these new levels, we need to let go of all these old things so that we have space for the new expansion. So that is what I've been working on. That is what we are all working on to some degree. And especially if you are here, if you are taking these workshops, something about your journey is aligned with my journey. And that's why we fucking vibe. So like, you too, if you dig deep enough, are probably going through similar things that I'm talking about, where you're feeling like there's some habits you don't want to engage with, people you don't want to engage with. Maybe you need more alone time. Maybe you need to delegate more or whatever, offload some responsibilities because you need more time to connect with yourself, because you need to go through some detox, so to speak. Now, if you're feeling that, where the sneaky little fucking snakes show up, and this is exactly what I was getting at about how you do one thing is how you do everything. I am at like month 5 of this, like no caffeine, no booze, whatever, right? When I come back from France, I will start my detox, and then that will be a 12-week process. After that detox begins, we will arrive in March, which was my original end date to the 6-month no alcohol, no caffeine. So I was going to do from the fall equinox until the spring equinox. That was 6 months. So I'm just, trust me, please follow. This is going to make sense in a second. So like, I had this idea of 6 months of like no caffeine, no whatever. I'm so close to getting there. And I know when I come back, I'm going to start this detox. So once I'm starting my detox and I'm going through all this stuff, when we arrive at the spring equinox and it's time for me, I'm now allowed to have a coffee or have a glass of wine or whatever, because that was my commitment to myself. I'm going to stick with it. But now I'm doing a detox. So I'm not going to have wine if I'm doing a detox. So my mind has been trying to convince me, well, next week you're going to France. You haven't been on a vacation in a while. Just have a glass of wine, have a coffee, because when you get back, you're going to have your detox. It's going to be 12 more weeks. Come on, just have a coffee, have a glass of wine while you're on vacation. Enjoy yourself. And this is where I have been fucking digging deeper into my psyche to realize that is a self-sabotaging technique. That is me actually getting so close to my end goal, which was 6 months, equinox to equinox. I'm like 5 weeks away from it. And all of a sudden, I'm now going to go on vacation and I'm going to ruin that with 1 glass of wine and a cup of coffee every day for a week, so that I can be like, oh, like I got so close, but I didn't fucking do it. And I'm recognizing that. I'm beginning to recognize that that is a thing that I do. And it's like, where do you do that? Where do you allow yourself to be like, oh, but it's a vacation. Oh, but there's an excuse. I'm going to be doing a detox. And it's like, fuck that. You need to break through that, because when I almost said if, it's not if, because I'm gonna fucking do it, and mark my fucking words. When you see me on the new moon workshop, I'm gonna tell you, I did not drink a glass of wine. I'm gonna feel so, no, I was gonna say, I'm gonna feel so dumb if I do drink a glass of wine, like self-love, radical acceptance, and compassion, but I'm not gonna fucking do it, because I am so ready to break through this bullshit. I am so ready to break myself free from these chains. It is so typical of me to give that up. So where is it typical of you to commit to something and then give it up last minute? Because what that is doing is telling you that you can't actually trust yourself, telling you that you're not actually worthy of change. And to bring this to a full circle moment, once again, to what I was talking about 5 minutes ago, is that like how you do everything is the same as how you do anything. So if you break through that one thing that you always kind of fuck up, what you're going to do is you're going to rebalance out your energy field in a new way. It's going to create a new energetic signature. This is going to allow you to hold space differently. This is going to allow you to see yourself through a different lens. This is going to allow you to begin to integrate and embody what it means to actually be a different version of yourself. Do you know what that does? That begins to usher in a new timeline. That begins to usher in a new quantum leap where you are showing up in a new way. Therefore, you are demanding the world to show up in a new way, because at the end of the day, you can't lie to yourself, bitch. You can fucking try, but in the deep psyche, in the higher self, they know that you're fucking lying to yourself. So where do you continue to lie to yourself? Where do you continue to water yourself down, or to play dumb, or just say, oh, but it's just vacation. I'm going to come back and start a detox, and then I'm not going to be able to have my coffee for 12 more weeks. So it's like, I might as well just do it now. Fuck that. Fuck that. And you know what this is saying? And look at this lineup, because it's so poetic the way that this shows up. This is how I am seeing this when I look in front of me, okay? I see the devil. This is all the bullshit from this past cycle, from this past 12 months, 12 years, your whole lifetime, whatever these beliefs are, we're so fucking done with them. And this is the new version of ourselves. Remember, this is the king when they're a child, and you've already become the king in some ways. You have maxed out this timeline. you have leveled up enough, or as much as you can. You have grown as big as you can in this pot. So you can't move forward. You can lie to yourself and pretend that you're still, really expanding and things are moving. And maybe like some opportunities show up, maybe some, levels of expansion do show up, whatever. That's beautiful. Like you're going to find, a couple little treats here and there, of course. But like for you to really level the fuck up, there's a couple things that you really, really need to stop doing. And whether it's just seeing yourself the way that you used to be, because maybe you were a nerd in high school or you weren't popular and people didn't want to hear what you had to say. So now maybe you're scared to share your opinion or speak up for yourself. Maybe you had a weird childhood and you felt that your needs were unmet. So you stay in relationships where your partners don't meet your needs and you just kind of water down. It's just fine. It is what it is. Maybe you drink too much coffee, have too much sex, do too much shopping or eating or whatever it is. It's like, you are so done with this. So what I love is that it's like, this is us starting a new cycle, okay? And literally, here it is. Here's the new beginning. So this is a new journey. See the little bag that he's carrying? It's not a lot of baggage, right? He's letting go of all the bullshit. And he's letting go of a lot of things that are holding him down, okay? So like, in order for the beginning of this new cycle, we need to get excited. We need to start asking new questions. We need to lean into a new beginning. This Eight of Wands is reversed because there are certain things that are not coming with us. This king is stopping this devil from joining. So it's like the devil arrives. The king is here to say, I'm not fucking with you no more. The Eight of Wands reverse is saying, you are not coming forward with us. There's no forward motion here. It's like this king is stopping it and closing the fucking door on this devil so he cannot enter. This is saying you are not coming with us. And this older version of yourself is staying on guard to make sure that these old habits and beliefs and routines and bullshit does not come into the next chapter. That way, this new version of yourself can actually bloom. So here's your old programs, your old addictions, your old habits and beliefs and all the bullshit. Here's the mature version of you right now, Pisces season, the 12th house, the last sign. You have matured as much as you could. The king is the king is the king. You have matured as much as you could in this cycle. You are right here saying no more of this bullshit. And the Eight of Wands is saying both of this older version of me as a king and with all of these chains and addictions, this is not welcome in the next chapter. And that, my friends, cancels this out. Goodbye. And this is what you are left with. A new fucking beginning. Okay? A new fucking beginning. So let me just plug in my computer. You're not going to notice anything. I just need to pause for 1 sec. Okay, so we have a lot more to talk about. That wanted to come through for the first chunk of this conversation. So I'm glad it did. I hope that was resonating. What I'm trying to really drill into your mind is that Pisces season is about ascension. Okay. It's the final sign. If you look at the zodiac wheel, we go through 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, excuse me. We go through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We go through 12 different signs and we start in one area and it goes all the way around the clock. Now, the reason it goes in that way is because we are constantly moving through an ascension process. Aries, the first sign, is the initiator. It is a new start. It is the baby of the zodiac. It's like literally a newborn, okay? So it's this energy of a fresh start, a new beginning. Now, think of you going from age 1 to 2, and then from age 2 to 3, and then 3 to 4, and then like 35 to 36, 36 to 37, or 18 to 19, 19 to 20, wherever you are. As you get older, there are so many things that you learned that year. And then on your birthday, you get to initiate a new cycle. So yes, every year there is a new cycle that starts on your birthday. There's a new cycle that starts in January, which is the calendar year. There's a new cycle that starts on February 10th, which is the Lunar New Year, which we just had. I actually have a free Lunar New Year like guide that that you can download. I'm gonna ask my team to put the link below. It's totally free. It's super helpful. This is the year of the dragon. A lot of transformation and it's an element of wood this year, so there's a lot of luck and expansion and opportunity. It can be a little turbulent at some times, so there's more information there. I'm just going to make a note here. Lunar New Year freebie. Okay, so that is linked below or back on my website. When I say linked below, I don't know how it shows up on Tavello or whatever program we use. I believe you could click view on YouTube and it'll bring you to YouTube. It's still a private link, so nobody can watch this unless they go through the system that you're going through, like our members area. But you'll see links posted there as well. So if that's helpful. But the Lunar New Year is another cycle. And then we have Aries season, which is another cycle. So, and your birthday, I think I said your birthday first. So there's all of these different cycles that are initiated through 1 year, and they all start at different times, right? Now, when we get to the end of the energetic year, which is Pisces, this is an opportunity for us to be like, okay, I've learned a lot over the last 12 months, and it's time for me to release what no longer works for me. Now, this is where the idea of detox comes in, because in order for us to ascend, we need to let go of a lot of the old energetic baggage, emotional baggage, because we need more space to expand. So when we step into the new year in Aries season, it's about initiation and expansion. It's like the new version of us finally gets to show up and we start a new journey with less baggage, okay? But before that, we need to go through this clearing. So this ascension process can feel very uncomfortable. It can also be very confusing. It can be very emotional. It can be very triggering. There can be a lot of change, last minute change, intended change, unintentional change. But Pisces, being a mutable sign, is going to ask you to remain flexible. Okay. Now, when you look at Pisces in the sky, the opposite area of the sky is Virgo. Virgo is a mutable sign, but Virgo is connected to earth energy. So we have water on one side, Pisces, which is all of our emotions and our intuition and a lot of the deep processing that we do, what we feel. And then we have Virgo on the other side, which is literally our physical body, digestion, discernment, discrimination, figuring out what works. When I say discrimination, I mean discriminating against what is good for you, what is healthy, what is helping and beneficial, and what is not good for you, what is draining your energy, draining your resources, draining your time, what is unhealthy versus what is healthy, what is expansive versus what is contractive. So like, this is the beauty of Pisces and Virgo being sister signs, because they balance each other out. In order for you to ascend spiritually, there is a need for you to ascend energetically or expand energetically, okay? So spiritual ascension is connected to energetic expansion. Energetic expansion requires a lot of space. Our physical body, our cellular memory, the way that our body works on like a quantum level, and like the way that the body works as a vibrational body. Okay, so everything is vibrating all the time. Like, although you can't see this table vibrating, this hat vibrating, there, if you were to zoom in onto like an atomic, like quantum level, like all of these are little things that are moving still. Everything is actually in motion. Like this hat is actually moving. The table is moving. You know what I mean? It is. I don't know, like whatever. I'm not a scientist, but it is. But it's like, this is because everything is built of vibration and frequency. Even things that look like they're not, they are. It's like literally the law of physics. So like, if you were to look at that energy, in order for it to shift and be repurposed or be re-expanded, it needs to change form. When it is changing form, it needs to release the old form. It needs to release the old self so that it can be molded into the new self. We go through a similar thing. This is why over time our bodies literally change. This is also why over time our desires change, the way we feel about people, the way we feel about ideas, the way we feel about things, they change because our energy is shifting. Our energy is it's malleable and that's beautiful. It's flexible. That's what Pisces teaches us. Pisces is a flexible sign. And because it's a water sign, it's going to show you that how you used to feel about certain beliefs, how you used to feel about certain people, how you used to feel about certain habits, how you used to feel about certain pleasures, they're not so pleasurable anymore. That's not really how you want to continue to engage with people. That's not really how you want to continue to hold conversations or hold yourself responsible, or the boundaries, the flexibility that maybe you once had. Now you want to be like, I don't want to be so flexible. And that in itself is you being flexible because you were like, I used to be this way and I don't want to be that way. So I'm going to shift. I'm going to be flexible and move into a different way of holding my boundaries, a different way of holding conversation, a different way of showing up for myself and the world around me. So in order for us to do that, we need to clear a lot of energy out. In order for you to expand emotionally, you need to purge a lot of old sadness, trauma, anger, resentment, greed, jealousy, all of that stuff. It needs to go. It needs to be cleared out of the system so that you can have a physical body, an emotional body, an energetic body that is lighter. It is not so dense because it's not holding so much density. It's not holding so much dense emotions. In order for you to do that, there is such a deep, deep, deep connection between all of the systems that are in our one body. So we have our physical body, our mental body, our emotional body, our energetic body. There's all these different layers in this one body. So it's like, it's really helpful for us to go through a detox during this time. Again, I'm not pushing you to do anything that you don't feel comfortable with, but like, could you reduce the amount of information you're taking in? Could you take more time for yourself? Could you take more time in nature? Could you maybe eat healthier choices, stay more hydrated? Is there some sort of supplement or support that a professional could give you so that you could be clearing and cleansing the physical body, so that you could in turn clear and cleanse the emotional body and clear and cleanse the mental body? You know, like there's different practices, breath work, journaling. There's all these things that are helping us move this energy. This is the time to do it, because when we start this new journey in 4 weeks in Aries season, welcome to the new energetic year, bitch. You can't keep being who you were. You can't keep bringing what you've always carried into this next chapter. So now the other thing that's really important that they're bringing through is that like Pisces rules the 12th house in modern day astrology. The 12th house is connected to confinement. It's also connected to like jails, prison, being trapped. Where do you trap yourself in your mind? Where do your habits keep you stuck? Where do you keep yourself in confinement in some capacity so that you cannot expand into this next level? And where is that tied to maybe a deep belief system that you are not actually worthy of receiving what you truly desire? Or that when you receive what you truly desire, you will lose it because you don't trust yourself. Because maybe you said you won't drink coffee from equinox to the equinox. You said 6 months, no coffee. And then you said, oh, but I'm going to France, so I'm just going to drink coffee in France because it's a vacation. And you actually lied to yourself. And you actually broke your promise to yourself. And now you don't trust yourself. And now you're falling back into, of course I did that because I always do that, because that's just me. That's just who I am. I'm just that fucking idiot who always fucking does this. I'm so fucking dumb, or however you talk to yourself. Stop talking to yourself like that. Stop talking to yourself like that. Instead, inspire yourself and say, no, I do deserve this. I said 6 months. I'm committing to 6 months. I said no sex. I said no overeating. I said no extra shopping. I said I'm not engaging with this person. I'm not answering that person. I'm having boundaries here. And then fucking do it. It's like, this is where you need to level the fuck up. And when you begin to do this, you will begin to understand that you can trust yourself and you can trust what you say. And when you can begin to trust what you say and your actions follow your words, it begins to create more confidence in who you are and what you're doing. And it allows you to manifest at a quicker rate. And it allows you to stand in your power in new ways. So this is the direction that we're headed in. But where do you keep yourself in your own prison? By saying, fuck it. I waited 5.5 months, but I'm going to France and I'm going to do a detox when I'm back. So I'm just going to give myself one treat, and then you fuck it all up. Like, stop doing that. So where do you self-sabotage? And this is an opportunity for you to understand where you keep yourself in your own prisons, your own self-sabotage, your own confinement, because we can ascend past that. And when you break through that, when you break through that limitation and a new door opens, so many other new doors open because you hold a new energetic signature. The expansion that you are looking for is only going to happen when you do the 1 or 2 small things. Maybe they're big things, but it's when you do those things and you finally get through those things and you break through that barrier, you break through that chain, you break through that limitation. That is when the actual shift happens. It's not by you continuing to sit on your yoga mat every morning and you do the easy meditation, or you do the journaling and you convince yourself, yeah, I'm a good person, I'm doing my journaling, so like, you know, I'm doing Chris's workshops. Yeah, but bitch, if you know you're supposed to leave that fucking relationship and you're not, then what the fuck are you really doing any of this for? Because when you leave that relationship, that's when everything changes. When you leave that job, that's when everything changes. When you take a fucking chance on yourself, that's when everything changes. When you make a promise to yourself and you keep it, that's when everything changes. Not when you take these workshops and then you go back and you do the same bullshit and you lie to your fucking self, bitch. So like, stop doing that, because Pisces, I love you, but the low vibrational Pisces, totally delusional, totally fucking delusional, because Pisces is ruled by Neptune, and Neptune is a planet of gas. It's a planet of confusion. It's a planet of mystery. It's a planet of lies and deceit. It is also a planet of fantasy and desire and creativity and expression and expansion. And Neptune is this beautiful opportunity for, what are some of the words that I have here? Where's my note? Boundaryless dreaming, illusions, art, mystery, sex appeal. But it's also messy as fuck, unmanageable, disconnected, delusional, addictions, escapism, fears, anxieties without knowing why. So it's like, we need to get away from that. We need to get away from that shit, and you need to stop fucking lying to yourself, because at the end of the day, you're the only one lying to yourself. You're the only one lying to yourself. So it's like, why? It's so dumb, you know? And like, I get it. I've been there. I've lied to myself 1,000 times about my addiction to coffee, about my addiction to weed, about my addiction to this and that and the other thing. And it's like, at some point you need to say, why am I leaving these chains on when I could easily take this off of my head? Like, see, that's a pretty loose chain. It really is. Like, that bitch could fit her head through there. He could fit his head through there. But it's like, no, I'll just wear it. I'll just wear it and I'll just play the victim. It's like, or you can level the fuck up, understand that you are the motherfucking king, and you can act on your divine masculine energy to set some real fucking boundaries and move in a new direction, because it's knocking. Opportunity is knocking, bitch. And it's like, ain't nobody gonna answer that call except you. Okay? Rewind that. Listen to that one more time. Ain't nobody answering the call except you. Now, this is a really, really, really good time for you to enjoy some rest and recovery and reflection, because it's been a motherfucking journey, bitch. It's like, holy shit. 2023, 2024 is going to be another journey. It's just like, I don't think that being human has honestly ever been this difficult. It's just like, but here we are. We chose to be here. So like, cheers to that. I think that if you can take some time for yourself to really reflect on what you've done this year, how you went from the little child, the one trying to figure out how to make it on their own, what to do with this stick, what to do with this wand, and you became the motherfucking king of wands, it's just like, you really need to acknowledge yourself, how far you've come. You really need to acknowledge that you are here right now, showing up, doing this fucking workshop, proving to yourself and your guides that you are ready to expand, that you are putting in the fucking work. And I fucking love you for being here. And it's just like, I'm here with you, bitch. It's not easy. I get it. But like, this is an opportunity for us to just start diving deeper into understanding that we deserve more. And like Pisces season, Pisces, again, is ruled by the 12th house. The 12th house is connected to the subconscious mind. Do you know how much shit is in our subconscious mind? That's where like you think that you're not good enough because like, I don't fucking know. Who knows why? Because some asshole somewhere along the way, maybe it was your daddy, maybe it was your mommy, maybe it was society or a boyfriend or a girlfriend that you had when you were in elementary school. Maybe it was an asshole teacher who just told you to shut up and they didn't care about your opinion. Doesn't matter who it was. But when you were young, between the ages of like 0 and probably like 15, probably even like 20, because you're still a child when you're 20, it's like, the shit that people say to us that we start believing about ourselves, that shit festers and eats away at us in our subconscious mind. This is such an opportunity for us to dive into the subconscious mind and to start digging out this shit and to say like, I'm not going to believe these toxic things about myself anymore because I am moving forward in a new way. And I know that I really am that motherfucking bitch. So it's just like, I'm not about to play small anymore. And like, we have this South Node in Libra. Like, I'm not going to continue being a people pleaser. I'm not going to continue watering myself down for other people's comfort. Not with the North Node in Aries. Okay. The North Node in Aries is all about standing in your power in a new fucking way. And we are all going through a rebirth. We are all experiencing our new identity still emerging. And this is really fucking important because the North Node in Aries and the South Node in Libra, they're there all year for the full year. They don't shift, I believe, until January 2025. So it's like, especially if you are watching this and if your sun, moon, or rising sign is either Aries, Libra, Cancer, or Capricorn, you need to go watch the nodes workshop. Okay. The node shift workshop. We should all be watching it because we're all dealing with that energy all year. Super fucking important because this is allowing us to stand in our own unique way, to stand in our power, to show up in a new way, and to say, I'm not going to be confined by your systems. We have Pluto in Aquarius right now for the next 20 fucking years, bitch. Do you know what that means? 20 years of Pluto and Aquarius. We're about to watch serious revolution. This is power to the people. This is, what time is it? Oh my God, I have like 15 minutes we still have to do. I have so much to talk about with the Pluto and Aquarius. I have a full workshop that you can watch for that. That is also pay what you can, okay? That one is a sliding scale. So like, please watch that at any point over the next 20 years, but the sooner the better. But Pluto and Aquarius is all about deep mental transformation because Pluto is death and rebirth, and Aquarius is our fixed belief systems. Aquarius is the stories that we tell ourselves. Aquarius is like the ideas in our mind that we can't seem to shake. Like, whatever it is, like think of anything that you really believe and then start unpacking that. Like, why do you believe that? Is that even fucking true? Is that 100% true? Is that the only truth? Like, it's not, because I'm telling you right now, the truth is, oh my God, there are so many layers to the truth. It's like, and if you sit there and you think that what you believe is the truth, then bitch, you got some unpacking to do. I don't know what to say, but it's like, it ain't. So like, what you need to do now is allow this Pluto and Aquarius energy to start reshaping the way that you see things, even the way that you see yourself, and how that is deeply affecting us on a level of subconscious rebirth. Like, Pluto and Aquarius is hugely influencing the subconscious purge that we are going to be going through over the next 20 years. So like, allow that purge to take place. Allow yourself to work with this Pisces season energy to dive even deeper into those subconscious beliefs. and to start looking, you could even be looking at your dreams. A lot of you may be feeling very intuitive this season. You may feel very, that your dreams are really active, or that you want to do dream work and you want to start maybe journaling about your dreams, or you want to get like a dream encyclopedia. I use dreammoods.com, I think it is. You can Google it. And that was like a dream library that I used for a long time. I really liked it. Pisces season also is connected to hidden information, our impulsive drivers, like underground activities, things that you're unaware of. It's also like your hidden enemies. So it's like there could be some secrets that are revealed this season where, bitch, you needed to know them. Like, especially with this High Priestess reverse and a Six of Wands, or sorry, a Six of Cups reverse and a High Priestess reverse. It's like, get ready. Some of you are going to either be looking back at past relationships and realizing like, oh my God, I see this so clearly now. And I'm so happy that I have separated from this person. Or some of you are going to be hearing things, could be within the family, could be from, again, like secret enemies. It's like and don't be paranoid, okay? Like, don't run around being like, Chris told me you're lying. It's like, that's not what I'm saying. But like, you are going to start understanding that like there are certain people that the universe doesn't want in your life because they're not healthy for you, or they are projecting onto you some kind of limitation that keeps you out of alignment with where you need to be for this next chapter. So just whatever secrets or hidden information is revealed to you through this season, allow it to just like wash over you with, holy shit, I can't believe I just fucking figured that out. And then a secondary, thank you, Lord, for showing me this. And then the third, sayonara, bitch. Get the fuck out of here. Like, literally, Knight of Wands, like, I'm gone. So glad I just found that out. I'm gone. Okay, let me just take a second and look at my notes here. True, I do want to talk about this for 1 second. Just that Pisces is depicted as the two fish. And these fish are tied together by a rope, and they're swimming in opposite directions. But they keep going in circles because they're both swimming in two different directions, but the rope keeps them tied together. So this is where we need to really understand that we are all made up of shadow and all made up of light. And the light and the shadow, they dance together, they work together. It's actually a beautiful, like, orchestrated experience. Like, the design of being down here on Earth is just wild, because it's like when you start to realize that your shadows are there to show you where you hurt yourself, where you keep yourself stuck. And when you see that those shadows, again, so like maybe you overdrink or something, you go out partying too hard, you do something stupid, you spend too much money, and then you're like, Jesus, like, I don't have enough money, or I did something really fucking stupid last night, or something terrible happened, or something, whatever, you know, it's like whatever sort of comes from all of these like experiences of us just like acting on the shadow, getting too impulsive. We make a bet and then we lose it all, or whatever it is. Like, yeah, it sucks in the moment, but everything down here is transient. Everything is always in motion and shifting and changing. So it's like, this too shall pass. So remember that, okay? That's going to be big for you this month. This too shall pass. The other thing is that when those things happen, when you fall flat on your ass, or when you face plant somewhere, when you spend too much money, or you say something stupid or whatever, when you act on those shadow impulses, the results of those shadow impulses is there to show you that that was not successful. That was not an expansive experience. That was not actually benefiting you. And now you can understand where you're like, oh, okay, wait a second. I acted on my shadow. I'm realizing that this doesn't work for me. And what do you call that realization? You could call it an illumination. It's an illumination of knowledge. It's the illumination of a new perspective. That illumination comes from what? What illuminates something? Light. So when you go through these shadow moments, when you go through these mistakes, if that's even what you want to call them, it's not even necessarily a mistake. It's just an action that you took so that the light could illuminate to you that that is not an action you want to take again in the future. Therefore, by you actually acting on that shadow, you have illuminated and brought into your experience more light, and therefore you know what to do the next time, and you can now avoid that. Therefore, you won't keep making the same mistakes, and you will leave space for expansion because you are leaving behind these old mistakes and the behaviors and the processes and the belief systems that are contributing to that mistake. So it's like you think something, you act on it, you do something, you realize the thought was dumb. Not even dumb, sorry. The thought was just like not, it wasn't necessarily a matured thought. The action was maybe not a matured action, and the result was not the desired outcome. And then that leaves you in a state of emotion. Well, now you have illuminated that you don't need to think like that anymore, or you don't want to think like that anymore. You don't want to act like that anymore. You don't like this outcome, and you don't like the emotion. So now I am wiser, and all I have to do is figure out how to not keep self-sabotaging and doing this over and over again because I know I don't like it. So it's like the shadow literally supports the light and the light supports the shadow. It's such a beautiful combination. But like, we can't enjoy that when we're so stuck in the regret and the suffering from all of the bullshit that we're doing. But at the same time, you are not going to make a change until you are sick of your own bullshit. So dive in, bitch. Bullshit it up, because at some point you're going to get slapped in the face hard enough that you're not going to want to keep smashing your head off that fucking wall. Trust me, I've fucking been there. And it's just like, you're not going to do that anymore. So keep that in mind. Keep in mind that you are maybe also doing these things out of self-sacrifice because you want to be part of that community, because you want to be in that relationship. And this is another low vibrational quality of Pisces, is that they completely lose themselves in other people. They completely dissolve their own needs and their own desires so that they can completely self-sacrifice, so that they can contribute to another person's happiness. They will sacrifice their own happiness for another person's happiness. Bitch, you ain't Mother Teresa. What the fuck are you doing? I don't even think she was doing that. So it's like, stop. Stop with the self-sacrifice. Stop trying to like give up on the things you want just so that you can continue to love somebody, so that they don't have to be like stuck in their own suffering or their own limitlessness or whatever. It's just like, stop it. Stop it. This is also a great time for psychic development, for psychotherapy, diving in deeper into the subconscious, as we talked about earlier. And there is a danger with Pisces season. This is also a season where you could go through moments of self-undoing. Like I said earlier, I have been completely sober and no coffee for 5 months plus. And I'm sitting here being like, I'm going to France next week. I'm going to drink a bottle of champagne and all the coffee that I want because I'm in France. You're dumb. No, you're not. You're not going to do, you're not going to undo everything you just did. That's literally self-undoing, self-sabotage. It's like, I know I could do this. I could achieve this. I'm so close. And now I'm going to go into my self-destructive tendencies and just tear it all apart. Not on my watch. No, we're not fucking doing that. We're not doing that. Okay. This is the final countdown. Right? Like Pisces season's the final sign, bitch. We are so close to the energetic new year. Don't fuck it up. Just like commit to yourself. You deserve it. I'm not even kidding. Like, all jokes aside, like, you actually deserve literally the Lovers and the Emperor. Emperor is Aries energy. This is the new you showing up in Aries season. And this is opening new doors, new options, new commitments, new relationships, opportunities for business, creative expansion, money. It's fucking Gemini, bitch. Look at the Lovers. Look at them titties out. Like, they ready to book. It's just like, yeah, you like, it's going to be good if you step into your power in a new way. Okay. So like, keep your eye on the prize. Do not fall back into self-undoing, into self-sabotage and all the bullshit. This is the final countdown. The last thing is all planets are now direct until April 1st. So really, really use this energy to dive into the ascension process, go through the purging, the integration, and just allow all of this forward motion to really help you wrap it up. maybe literally. You know what I mean? Like, look at that naked guy. Wrap it up, girl. It's just like, I really do think that it's time for us to lay it to rest, bitch. Like, you deserve more. It's like the things that used to be shiny, they're not so shiny anymore, you know? Okay, we're going to do a quick meditation. The Pluto and Aquarius workshop is super important. We're working with that energy for 20 years. Watch it. If you are a Aries, Libra, Capricorn, or Cancer, go watch the nodes workshop. Okay. Fucking love you guys. That is all we've got. We're getting close to the hour now, so I don't want to dive too deep. I have in your downloadable workbook, it's a great workbook. The seasonal guides are fucking awesome. So go read them, do the journal prompts. There's important dates in there. I have more important dates in here that I wanted to talk about, but because we're getting too long here. Chiron reaching the North Node, whatever. If you have the calendar, which you should, it's on there. Also, it's different information in the seasonal guide. So go read the seasonal guide, look at both. I'm going to skip this now just because we've been talking a lot and I still want to do a meditation. So I don't want this to be super long. Okay. If you are ready, you can get comfortable. You can close your eyes. You can pause this if you want to take another minute to light a candle or just like shake off the energy a little bit because like we've been really a lot of energy here, literally screaming at you for an hour. Okay. So let's just focus on our breath for a moment. And any ideas you had, maybe anything that was triggered or coming up during this talk, anything that you're inspired to take action on, that's all beautiful. It's all already presented to you, so you don't need to think about it now. You don't need to worry about it now. I want you to just let it all go. Don't think about what you have to do tomorrow or the rest of the day. You don't have to be a parent or a friend or a brother or a sister or a teacher or a lawyer. You don't have to be anything right now. You just need to be present. Just focusing on the breath. Now, I want you to imagine that there's a movie screen in front of you. And this is going to show a little bit of a highlight reel of 2023, a highlight reel of the good times, the good things that you experienced over the last 12-month cycle. So on that screen, I want you to just see like a movie being presented, being projected. A movie is playing in front of you. And can you just remember a couple big wins? Maybe it's only one thing, that's totally fine. Maybe you're seeing multiple things, multiple people and experiences. But I want you to just recognize how far you've come this year. I want you to acknowledge some kind of expansion that you experienced this year. And I want you to see it playing out in front of you. And feel into that energy, feel into the joy, the appreciation, the excitement. Giving gratitude for everyone who is included. Gratitude to yourself for showing up. Gratitude to the universe for supporting you and bringing you that opportunity. And now I want you to change the movie to some of the harder lessons. So maybe you have a remote control or you just somehow change the tape. Whatever feels right. You don't have to overthink it, but I want you to see a new movie being projected onto the screen. And this is a movie that shows you maybe some of the more difficult moments of this year, some of the challenges, some of the people that you have let go of, or maybe you're currently going through these challenges. You're currently feeling like you need to let go of these people or of this person or of this project. And just allowing any emotion to come up with that. So maybe there's frustration or anger or resentment or sadness or jealousy. And you don't need to feel into it and make it a big deal. Just let the emotion move through the body. We don't need to over dramatize it. We can just recognize that it's there. And as you watch this movie, I want you to see yourself saying goodbye to this person, this project, whatever it is. Say goodbye, say thank you for teaching me. That may be difficult for some of us. Maybe let them know that they no longer have permission to access your energy or your time or your love or your skill set. Let them know that you are at peace and you are ready and you are willing to let go of this connection, because your journey with this person or with this company or with this project, your journey has come to completion. And in the video, I want you to watch them disappear. And I want you to just see yourself standing there. And just feel into that for a second. Maybe you feel sad. Maybe you feel liberated. Maybe you feel excited. And now what I want you to do is imagine that the environment begins to invite in opportunities and expansion. Because you learned something this year. You learned something from these connections. You learned what works and you learned what does not work. So I want you to now begin to see that the movie, it changes once again, and it starts bringing in expansion and abundance. And I want you to see yourself this time next year. See yourself 12 months in the future. And I want you to see how happy you are and how healthy you are and how abundant you are. Can you see what you're doing or who you're with? Can you see where you are? If not, that's totally fine. But I want you to just feel the expansion that is available to you. Because when you let go of this year and you leave behind all of the bullshit that does not serve you anymore, you create so much available space for expansion. So I want you to feel into that expansion and feel into that opportunity and feel into those deeper connections, that love, that intimacy, that trust. I want you to feel into financial independence, creative expression, speaking up for yourself, having boundaries, being healthy in the mind, the body, the soul. And I want you to give gratitude to the universe for bringing this to you and for supporting you there. I want you to give gratitude for yourself for being here right now and putting in the work, setting these intentions and calling this into your energy field. And when you're ready, if there's any last words or any messages from the universe, be open to receive them now. I invite you to release this movie, let it go, watch it dissolve in front of you, come back into your body, feel into the bottoms of your feet, feel into your legs and your hips and your stomach and your chest and your back, your shoulders, your arms. Come back into the body, maybe bring some gentle movement into the body. And when you're ready, you can gently open your eyes, coming back into this space. If you wish to stay here longer with your eyes closed, you may do so. I'm sending you so much love and gratitude for being here, for trusting me with these messages and with this support. I'm so happy to be here to support you guys. So I hope this was helpful. Set some goals this season, stick to them. We are in the final stretch of last year. We are wrapping things up. We are moving into a new cycle. This is very exciting. I know sometimes we talk about some heavier topics, but keep in mind it's important to laugh it off, to play, to dance, to move. And yeah, I will leave you with that. So I strongly suggest that you watch the Pluto in Aquarius workshop. Super helpful. We just started a new 20-year cycle. Aside from that, I'll see you guys at the new moon, the full moon, and on Instagram, and I'll chat with you soon. Okay? I love you. Ciao.